Welcome back, guys, to the first round of the top 8. On stream right now, we have Russell running the Boros Heroic and Brad on Blu-ray Creativity. And it looks like Brad, does he get to go first? He had the higher seating? Yeah, Brad gets to pick who goes first, so himself.
Yeah, so he'll be going first. It's going to be a pretty interesting matchup. I mean, Russell playing the heroic deck, you get a lot of really early creatures, as well as a lot of protection spells with like God's Willing, and you can make your creatures pretty big pretty fast. Brad's got a lot of removal spells, though. I mean, we know that he has 4 Volcanic Spites and 4 Fiery Impulses to snap away creatures pretty early. Looks like he did not keep any of those. This is open deck list, so Brad was aware of what he was playing going into this round. But he opted to just keep what he's got.
Zach, was that a God's Willing off the top? Gross.
Brad
let him untap. Gross.
It's like, why did you let favorite Hoplite hang around?
Oh, no.
He does have that Monstrous Rage in hand, which is going to be pretty fine here, I think. Because he's going to be able to land, leave open God's Willing to protect it. And then try to Monstrous Rage here and get that hopeful... because that Hoplite is going to become a big problem. And all it takes is 2 triggers of Heroic, and it is out of all the removal spell in Brad's deck. Because they only do a maximum of 3. So, it becoming a 3/4, after 2 spells is going to just not make it so it does anything. I was just going to swing on in here. Looks like he might just be following up with another creature here. You can do a Dreadhorde Arcanist. That's going to be sweet here. So that means the Monstrous Rage next turn if he decides to cast. Ooh, Volcanic Spite. Brad is smart here. Should be popping that off now instead of waiting.
I'm going to have to agree with that because the God's Willing you would expect. Ooh.
Oh, he's just going to
We're just trying to jam creativity.
Yeah, okay. You say, I'm going to just do my thing and I don't care about what you're doing. But, I mean, with this, it's... Sometimes you just die before that happens.
Yeah.
Like these decks can just come out of nowhere. Like you could be at a healthy life total, and then all of a sudden you're just dying. Like you're just taking just so much damage. So we'll see if Russell's able to do that. He does have a lot of the good pieces to do so. Let's see how Russell wants to play this here. He's got 3 mana. Arcanist means that pretty much any of his pump spells are going to be doubled up this turn, which is going to be sweet.
It's also to talk about, we have a very diverse top 8. Not a single deck list is repeating itself. Mm-hmm. We'll cover a little bit of that in the sideboarding aspect of this, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always cool to see. Get a little bit of variance in your top 8.
Are we trying to decide how we want to use the Dreadhorde Arcanist?
Yeah, he's got a couple options with Monstrous Rage and Ancestral Anger. I feel like Ancestral Anger just might be the way to go here. Just drawing 2 extra cards this turn. And then it'll put
Hoplite
into range for being nice and safe from dying to that Chaz Tanner token there, that Goblin Shaman.
He's thinking about his options really well, yeah.
He does have a 10th District Legionnaire as well, so he can always jam that to get some extra damage in this turn. Because I mean, Brad is not creativity in this next turn. He's going to be doing that the following turn. So he's going to take 1. Got multiple different options. Yeah, going to Monstrous Rage here. That's going to put a monster roll and give it +2/+0 until end of turn, which is also going to trigger the 10th District Legionnaire itself. So right now it's going to be pretty big. It's special plus encounter and a monster roll.
Yeah, put that on the bottom.
A good old scry here. And that monster roll is going to give trample too, which is going to be pretty sweet here.
Very relevant.
And then we're just going to attack with team. It's going to recast the Monstrous Rage. I'll be just hitting Hoplite, making that also a lot bigger. I'm not sure what these other dice represent, but
I think maybe the +2/+0.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to have multiple monster roll tokens, right?
On the same creature, yes. Only one creature can only have up to 1 roll token that you control.
I thought it was you couldn't have duplicate rolls either.
No. Well, I mean, it goes along with the same thing. You can have multiple of the same role on different creatures. So there's not just one role for total.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can have monster roll on 5 of your creatures.
Okay.
So this is a lot of damage here. So it looks like Hoplites.
Oh, they fight too, right?
They don't fight.
Oh, okay. I
No,
thought the monsters will
No.
fight.
So Hoplite is 4, and then Arcanist is 5, and then the Legionnaire is 5. So 10 damage total, with all of it trampling actually. So that's pretty sweet here. Yeah, and then that also puts the Volcanic Spite. It only hits Dreadhorde Arcanist at this point. This is the only creature with 3 toughness. Everything else has 4. He's just going to discard 2. Okay, just going to discard 2 lands. See if we can get some more answers. Looks like another Fable and another land.
Kind of don't hate that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, +1/+1 and trample.
Looks like we're probably playing that. Running that spike out on Dreadhorde.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then
Pretty unfortunate, but you got to do what you got to do.
Then are we swinging and playing the second Fable? And then have a block, and then swing next turn and make the treasure?
Yeah.
And then creativity for 2?
Definitely
That's if we get that far, though.
here.
I don't think we're getting that far with the God's Willing.
Yeah, Brad is pretty close to dying here. I mean, with God's Willing and then also Ancestral Anger, both of these creatures are huge threats. And they both still have trample, so Brad is going to attack here. I mean, so Russell essentially has to kill Brad next turn, because Brad will have enough to be able to creativity next turn and hit both of the targets. Hopefully he doesn't draw one of them in between there. So
that would be brutal.
Yeah, we'll definitely see. So this first game of the top 8 could be over pretty quick. It's going to be a land. There is a little bit of an argument here for God's Willing during your upkeep on your 10th District Legionnaire, because that's going to deal the most damage to get that scry in, so you're guaranteed that you're drawing a spell instead of a land. Just because you're planning on doing it this turn anyway.
Right.
You do still have Anger to be able to draw an additional card, but getting that little extra advantage would have been nice, because now he's stuck with a land when it could have been a spell.
A spell.
Yeah. And he does get 2 scries off of 10th District Legionnaire and off of the God's Willing. And it's scry 1 instead of scry 2, so. Yeah, so we're going to target here. We're going to draw. A land would be, we'll scry first and then draw. You're going to bottom that. Just hoping for not a land. And Ancestral Anger here would be sweet. That's going to be I think that's actually supposed to be a Sajiri Shelter.
Yeah, the land or the protection spell.
Yeah, which actually would do it here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It would do it here. Brad is tapped out. Well, no, he would have to give his creature protection. He would have to give both creatures protection from Brad.
Yeah.
But no, he has enough. He drew Plains for a turn, so he can
Plains.
Yeah.
Plains, God Willing into it.
Yeah, and then play Sajiri Shelter. Give
Yep.
both of his creatures protection from red, trigger for work, and then attack.
Yep.
So let's see if he sees the line.
It's actually kind of gross.
Yeah. Yeah, this is literally either over this turn or over next turn, so.
Brad probably wins if he untaps.
Yeah, well, he has creativity plus lane in hand.
Yeah, plus the
Yeah.
2 Fables.
Yeah, plus the 2 Fable tokens, and then one of the Fables flipping, so. So he's going to God's Willing here. Protection from red. This is already almost enough to kill Brad. It is real close. It is 3, 4, 5 right now. It puts him to 3. And then that Hoplite is literally just enough damage. If that is a Sajiri Shelter in his hand, which I'm hoping it is. It did say it was a white card, so white land. I think you saw it there. Okay, there we go. I saw it. Maybe it wasn't a Sajiri Shelter that he drew. It definitely looked like a Sajiri Shelter. Because he doesn't have any other white of the flip lands, and there definitely was a flip land because of the arrow in the corner, but
I mean, Brad scooped it up. That sucks.
yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. So it triggers your heroic, deals them damage, which is irrelevant, and then just kills bigger creatures on their side of the
What
battle.
are we bringing in for Brad? Like, Brother's Hoodin's not fast enough.
Yeah.
All right, because all the stuff just gets out of it with a single spell.
Yeah. I think maybe thinking it's kind of difficult. I mean, you don't have a whole lot. I mean, maybe Showdown of the Scalds for a little bit of extra reach against.
I like the Destroy Evils to kill the Fables.
Yeah. And it's going to be Brad's lots of removals. So triple Spikefield Hazard, quadruple Volcanic Spites.
Rending Volley, right? Hits white.
Spears. Rending Volleys do hit white creatures.
Yeah.
And then 4 Firing Impulses. So lots and lots and lots of removal spells. So going to be kind of an uphill battle for Russell in game 2.
But, I mean, let's be honest. He just got game 1 with not being on the play. If he doesn't get game 2, he's on the play game 3. It's kind of important.
Yeah, I mean Russell did stumble a little bit with drawing in a couple extra lands. You know, there was a couple of his code made it a little bit more cleanly.
Yeah, but it's just the fact that he got game 1 not on the play. That's kind of really important in this matchup.
Yeah,
Meaning if we lose game 2, which we might, game 3 we're on the play, we should be favored.
yeah. So
It makes me wonder why Brad didn't want to mulligan that hand without without immediate removal.
yeah, I mean maybe he was just on the I'm gonna try to do my thing faster than you're trying to do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Monstrous Rage said no.
Yeah, so that's definitely a possibility. So get to take a little gander at these decks. It's everybody's still sideboarding. And once again, these are open deck lists, so they get to take a gander while they're sideboarding at their opponent's deck list, so they can kind of plan around what they're doing here. So get some goodies in there. It's like Russell's a quick and easy sideboard. Brad looks like a little bit easy too. Just doing one quick last double check just to make sure everything is nice and how he wants it. Look at all those blue cards in Brad's sideboard. And more blue cards.
TCG player giving me a pain looking up this card.
Shijiri Shelter?
No, the hot blood. I wanted to read all the triggers on Heroic.
Oh, it just gets +1/+1 from counter.
And prevent all damage to be dealt this turn.
Yeah.
That's kind of important.
It's fine. It's a 1-mana 1/2 that has Heroic that gets out of reach of Brad's removal spells very quickly.
Well, his removal spells, if you trigger it, also delete the damage.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to look up, but TCG player wasn't letting me look up Hoplite.
Yeah.
I clicked it, it was not populating it.
Yeah.
I clicked favor and then type favor and then I looked it up. I'm like, this app's garbage. Shred of the Showdown of the Skeds is pretty sweet. I remember playing this card in Kaldheim Standard, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that card's real sweet. You know, just casting it on 4 and then actually just kind of like playing a bunch of dudes and getting counters on them continually, like getting 2 counters essentially for each spell.
I remember doing it with
Michael Lee did make top 8. He's currently, I believe, in first seed.
Yeah, he's playing against Carlos on Possibility Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so let's talk about top 8. I'm glad somebody brought that up because we just did all this speaking about this. So top 8 as it stands is Michael Lee on Lotusfield Blue White versus Carlos Zambroni on Possibility Storm. We have Brad and Russell here. We have Greg on Mono White Humans versus Cal on Mono Green Devotion. And then we have Michelle Tanner on Rakdos Midrange versus Guillermo on Blue Black Control. So your breakdown is Lotusfield Blue White, Possibility Storm, Blue Red Creativity, Boros Heroic, Mono White Humans, Mono Green Devotion, Red Black Midrange, and Blue Black Control. Very diverse top 8. It's pretty sweet, to be honest with you. It's really not a lot we can ask for to have a big spread like this. It's great. No repeating decks. Like, it's just nice to see. He lost.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Brad lost just now.
Oh, did he play the red place? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just confused for a second. I was like, what is going on?
No, yeah, he lost. Russell got the game.
Okay. Spike Field Hazard Suite. Literally the only target for Spike Field Hazard in Russell's deck.
Scrub, yeah.
Oh, sorry. He is Illuminator Virtuoso, so that is also an option for him.
I mean, Scrub is kind of rough to deal with.
Yeah, Scrub is definitely a good one. Bradson with that Xenagos in hand, he's got to kind of figure out how he's going to work around that.
Oh, yeah, we need a Fable.
Yeah. Well, you can't Fable it away.
Oh, and you need the blue
You have
card.
to exactly Volcanic Spite it. Yeah, so he's going to Virtuoso here. Lots of options here. He doesn't... I don't see a God's Willing in there. Oh, there's a God's Willing.
In his hand, yes.
Yeah. So he's got a lot of pump spells, so Brad's got to... he's got to get that thing off the board.
Steven,
as soon as possible.
Brad's lane comes into play tap, Steven, right? Or is that
No,
the pathway?
that was a pathway.
It's a pathway, never mind. Thought it was a spike
Yeah,
field.
the Virtuoso here could deal a ton of damage. He's going to get to target it with Anger, Surveil. Not Surveil. Connive.
All right, here we go.
Anger here.
Double God's Willing.
He is Defiant Strike on hand
Oh,
as
Sejiri's
well.
Or Sejiri's Shelter.
He does have Shelter and God's Willing, but he's only got 2 mana to work with right now.
Do we let it go or do we fight for it? Because we just cast a spell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then not getting your draw from that.
The Ancestral, yeah. It's kind of important.
Yeah, it does put in the graveyard, which is going to be nice. It gets to fuel your future Ancestral Angers, but did you want to try to just go for the Sejiri Shelter here? I mean, he's got to make Brad use up his removal spells, which is going to be fine for next turn, because Brad won't have any removal, so Russell will be free to slam that second Illuminated Virtuoso, and have God's Willing back up for it as well. So he still gets these Connive triggers, which are going to be pretty sweet. There's that other Ancestral Anger. So maybe looking to pitch... who knows here? Maybe Defiant Strike? Ancestral Anger is going to be a little bit better than Defiant Strike.
Right, because of the other one in the graveyard.
Yeah. And then he gets a Connive again. Just discard a land. Easy peasy. And then that fizzles. And then pass. Yeah, too bad there's no green mana in Brad's deck, because then he could just cast Xenagos.
Oh, he's got a big score in his hand, though.
He can base score, yeah. That is an option.
Big score for treasure. There's another one.
Number 2. Gonna channel Sokenzen. Okay. Make some dudes.
Blockers.
Yeah. Doesn't matter too much with Monstrous Rage, though, because that'll get a trample.
Gross.
Oh, and draws the Volcanic Spite. Very, very good here. Looks like he's just going to pop that off right now. I think he's just going to take one. God's Willing. No, thank you. Ouchie. And he can't big score this turn now. He can...
Put the Xenagos on the bottom of the deck.
No, it's going to fizzle.
Oh, because it has to resolve?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you pitch here? Double Monstrous Rage, Ancestral Anger, Destroy Evil. Just turning on Monstrous Rage. Interesting. I mean, I feel like keeping the other Monstrous Rage here. I mean, Brad is essentially dead if he doesn't have a removal spell. With Ancestral Anger giving +2, plus a Connive, and then 2 Monstrous. I mean, the other monster roll doesn't matter, but giving his creature +4/+4, and then +3. So that'd be 3,
Double
9. It's already got 1 counter, so that's 2 +3 counters +6.
So +3 counters would put it at 4.
And then
plus
+6 is 10.
And then double strike.
And then double strike.
Which is game.
Plus the monster roll token.
Gross.
Yeah.
22 damage.
So it'd be 22 damage trampling this following turn. But
Actually,
I mean, he's also still drawing an extra card because of Ancestral Anger, so that does also help here. And plus, he is still getting Connives, so he still gets to trigger those. But you could deal a lot of damage. It's gonna go straight for red. An Ancestral Anger here to
Yeah.
start off with.
And it triggers a multiple.
Draw. Swift Spear.
Spin that Swiss
Yeah.
Spear.
We're probably looking to discard a Arcanist here. I think it's a little slow. Oh, Swift Spear works too. Connive. Draw a card from Ancestral Anger. He does have so many cards in his deck that also just draw him cards. So it's going to be an extra 2 power. It's a land, kind of unfortunate. Doesn't give a counter for the.
We said the monster still, right? So we get a connive trigger still.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, still gets one
yeah.
more. One more connive trigger. But it would have been nice to have drawn a spell so that you can. Oh, he's just going to swing in. Block. Currently a 3/3 double striker.
I'm monster stroll here, right?
Oh,
We
yeah.
want the trample.
Yes, that's so much damage. I mean, it also depends because you don't have another
Protection spell.
protection spell here. So you like would just get blown out with Volcanic Spite or with a Fire Impulse. But he's just gonna go for it. I like that play a lot. That's the kind of thing. You don't have a whole lot else going in your hand, so you might as well. And there's
Another
monster roll. Okay.
That's game.
This is
That's
a ton
gross.
of damage. So this is gonna be a 4/4 plus. So it's gonna be 4, 8, 8, 9, and 9,
It's
4.
a 5/5 because it gets the
5/5.
monsters roll.
Well, it's a 5/5 plus 4, so it's a 9/5.
Trampler.
Trampling double strike. And then if he monster rolls again here, then it's a game over.
Real good.
Yeah. Now just kind of seeing, is he going to do that? Does he think that Brett has something that is going to stop him from winning the game this turn? Sometimes you just got to go
Send
for
it.
Make it big. Yep. And there we go. Whew. Big.
Fast.
Big.
Fast
Yeah.
round.
Illuminator Virtuoso is insane.
Yeah.
Like, just getting essentially double out of all of your games. It's almost just like playing another
Yeah,
creature
but
that
you
has
like, let's talk
that.
about it. It gets +3/+1 for a turn, but it's a double striker with trample.
Yes. Yeah.
It gets the 1/1 counter.
Mhm.
Actually, no, +4/+2. It gets the 1/1 counter for heroic. It
Yeah.
gets the monster stroll plus the 2/0.
Well, it's not
and
heroic.
double strike.
It connives.
Or connive.
Yeah, which
That's what I meant,
in this
connive,
deck list
yeah.
ends up being almost essentially the same thing.
Yeah,
So,
which is brutal.
yeah. So we'll take a look at that deck list again. So, pretty quick game, pretty quick round there. Yeah, sometimes the heroic deck is just kind of just dunks out of nowhere. That Illuminator Virtuoso just gets in there.
It was
really
brutal.
gets in there.
Straight up brutal.
Yeah. 2-mana 1/1 double strikers. Who would have thought would be good?
Well, you guys, that's gonna get us for the first round of top 8. Congratulations to Russell. We'll catch you back for the quarterfinals.
Yeah. We'll see you in a bit.